Now, you're going to learn something about a small business that is growing into a bigger business. Food delivery services. They're under fire for hitting restaurants with hefty commissions, as you know. And, of course, restaurants are struggling to survive. They're convenient for the user, particularly on a cold night in winter when you're rugged up inside and you're hungry and you're lazy. But commissions of up to 30%, they're driving some businesses into the ground. It's simply not worth their time or effort to sign up. But there's relatively new platform allowing drivers and restaurant owners to take up the fight against unfair commissions. Don't you like the sound of this? Joe Corrigan is the co-founder of Ride On Australia. You may have heard about it before. He joins me on the line. We need to hear more about this. G'day there, Joe.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for the opportunity.
Don't be silly. It is rough for restaurants, and they are rebelling in some way, but in other ways, you can't avoid not having a delivery service, can you?
Absolutely, particularly in these days. If you don't have one, frankly, you don't have a future.
Yeah. What have you heard from small businesses? Is it possible to turn a profit when you're handing over commissions of 30%?
Not if that's your only source of business. I think historically, pre-COVID, merchant or restaurant owners would use it as a blend with their, obviously, walk-in patrons and customers, as well as a blend of their own. But I think moving forward, as increasingly overall percentage of their business relies on delivery, and if they're relying mostly on these third-party apps, they're going to be there's tough times. You know, they got revenue growth, but in terms of profitability, it's pretty much non-existent.
All right, tell us about Ride On. You don't charge commission, so how does it work?
Well, we're a bit different. So we serve we call them merchants or restaurant owners. So we're an outsourced solution to them. So where their customers would order directly through their website or their Facebook page or whatever the case may be, even their phone number, and then through our platform, they integrate with us, and a driver gets dispatched to go pick up the order for them.
Okay, I can see the ears of people light up when you talk in that fashion, especially a small business who has been doing it tough during COVID right now. How do they sign up with you?
Well, that's great. Thank you, Chris. I mean, if they can just go onto our website, rideonaustralia.com, or they can just visit that, and it's all the information is listed there. Can they just press apply, and it's a simple application process. They'll get some details, and they can get started. Obviously, we have a team of drivers across Australia as well, what we call community leaders, and we would connect them with one of our community leaders in their area to ensure that they get started properly.
Okay, now, how far have you got with this? There are regions in Sydney that are connected and places on the Gold Coast, I understand, as well?
That's right, Chris. Also in Melbourne, up in the Sunshine Coast, and in Cairns. We're expanding rapidly as both the drivers join us, as well as restaurants or merchants, and as well as community leaders. So we're expanding every day. We've got about 200 applications from drivers every single day, and we're adding about 2 to 3 merchants on an average day, and then sometimes we get up to 15 per day. So
all right. Calling all small businesses who need drivers and need a service like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be food, does it?
That's correct. We actually service a whole different bunch of small businesses that ultimately want to sell directly to their customer. We have cake shop owners, bakeries, we have podiatrists, naturopaths, and a whole bunch of other small business owners.
Great stuff. Go to rideonaustralia.com. All the very best with this, Joe. I hope it goes bananas for you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate it.
No problem. Joe Corrigan, co-founder of Ride On Australia, and some good people associated with that business too. I know some of them personally. rideonaustralia.com. We'll take a break.